Hello, friends. My name is Kaliat Valsraj, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Wildlife Wanderings Photography. This video is about my transition from an academic professor working on environmental effects of chemicals in the environment to one hobby photographer and later to a semi-professional photographer where I am right now. Now, in my 45 years of academic career, I've been able to monitor the transport of chemicals from their source to wherever they end up. However, the typical species that are affected by chemicals, namely humans, birds, and mammals, these are the ones that I don't have much of an information on because I'm not a toxicologist. But during the process of my research, I started to document this photographically, and so I became more and more interested in bird photography. To do that, I had to learn the basics of bird photography and finally become a kind of a semi-professional bird photographer where I am right now. This transition was not very easy, but I've been very fortunate to have a lot of mentors and also folks that I could look up to and ask for advice. And right now, I'm at a position where my experience can probably help others in similar situations. So please listen to what I have to say for the next several minutes. And hopefully I can convey some of these ideas as to what has been my approach to bird photography so far. So in starting bird photography, one has to look up first what are the species that you're going to look for and where are you going to look for them. So location is the first important aspect. For this, I have focused on areas where there are abundant avian species, mostly apex species, apex predators, as well as passerines that are most susceptible to chemical influences, and how we can understand much of the variations in these species over a long time. So documenting that has been the first attempt that I have focused on. In bird photography, most traditional photographers would prefer that you have a very good background and bokeh so that you can isolate the species. However, for the kind of research that I have been exploring, the best thing to do is to look for environmental backgrounds. That is, we're not looking for clean backgrounds, but specific locations and specific environments in which the avian species resides. And that to me is very important as far as documenting the environmental effects are concerned. The third aspect in bird photography is in regard to the settings on your camera. So you can either have fully manual, aperture priority, or shutter priority. I prefer mostly aperture priority for birds that are perched, and shutter priority for birds in flight. Now, the ISO is the other setting that most people have to be worried about, but for modern DSLR and mirrorless cameras, that is not very important anymore. The fourth aspect that one is generally worried about in bird photography is how you take the pictures. Do you take them eye level or do you take them where they are perched? Eye level shots are generally preferred because then you can actually document the actual situations with respect to the bird's physical conditions. The fifth aspect that you have to worry about is editing. Proper editing of pictures is very important. Now, in order to do that, you have to be able to take pictures in what is called RAW format and not JPEG. I prefer RAW in all the cases because there are very nice softwares now that you can use to develop your pictures, and that for me, it is Adobe Lightroom Classic, as well as using softwares that can remove the noise, such as denoise, Topaz denoise, DPR RAW, and other softwares. So proper editing is necessary. Now, you should not over-edit them such that it looks the pictures look so artificial that people will easily dismiss it as irrelevant. Finally, I have some advice for those who are getting into bird photography, especially for the sake of environmental conservation purposes. You have to be yourself, and you have to show others that you have a certain style that is important not only for the larger humanity, but also for everybody else, to show that you have a unique perspective. And that means that you can be a citizen scientist in many ways, where you can input your data, your photography, into eBird and make yourself useful in certain scientific research over the long term. Last of all, just enjoy the photography, and that is more important than anything else. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, and especially like this video so I can bring you more of this type of interesting videos in the future. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.